enormous biodiversity of fungal systems and associations within this ecosphere. And it's that biodiversity that gives sustainability to the ecosystem. The mushroom mycelium represents rebirth, regeneration, rejuvenation. The past that we face today is to understand the language of nature. And so hopefully, the spirit of goodness will survive. Regeneration, rejuvenation. We have the intelligence of nature underneath our feet. Giant consciousness.
heart revolution. Art is created to change the world, stop one in their tracks to create space. Mind the gap. Mind the gap. I said mind the fucking gap. Only you can save us. Only we can save us. Art is our weapon. Poison-tipped darts transmute thought forms, liquidate language to transcend past, write a new tomorrow in dreams of today, plant love seeds with every thought, train perspective for a new vision. This is a call to all artists. We must join in heart and mind. Let creativity infect the globe. The earth is our canvas. In union, we create tomorrow. This is beyond theory. This is revolution. I claim sovereignty over my spirit. This is my dream. I refuse to watch it die.
Welcome, Arise family and friends, to the Arise Online New Year's celebration right here at Colorado Sound Studios. We are here tonight to honor the evolutionary transition and transcendence from the year 2020 to the year 2021. My name is Bethy Lovelight, and I will be your MC for tonight. And tonight, we have a dynamic lineup of concert quality performances, newly released music, exclusive interviews, digital art, live painting, interactive chats, and more. And we are so honored that you have chosen to spend this magical time with all of us. So hook us up to the biggest TV you can find and plug us into the sweetest speakers around, because we're gonna star rock this place and get down. Thank you, Matt Bovard, for opening us up tonight with your magical poetry. Our first featured musicians tonight are one of Colorado's favorite neo jam bands. They love to push the edge of genres both in the studio and on the stage, and they're making their triumphant return to Arise. So please help me welcome to the stage Magic Beans.
handshake or hug. Tell me a little about the song.
Okay. Well, the chorus is this good sex or is it love? Give me a handshake or a hug. And it was inspired by just like kind of that ambiguous stage at the beginning of a relationship, especially a modern relationship. I feel like lots of people are getting physical before they're getting like emotionally attached, you know? So I think like there's that navigation of like, wow, we've already been so intimate physically, but then like when you're going to leave, am I like giving you a handshake or am I giving you a hug, you know? Like in front of the boys and in front of the crew, like, is this a thing or are we like keeping it on the down low or whatever? So that was like what the song was based on, and it's just kind of fun in that way.
And now, during the pandemic, it's like, are we giving you an elbow?
Got a whole new meaning.
It's like definitely not either of those. No handshakes, no hugs.
As long as you don't get the finger, right? All right. So what about Be Kind, Rewind? Can you tell us about the creation of this song?
Yeah, I wrote that song. It's about just relationships, may it be a friendship or a loving relationship, and sort of losing those relationships and because of whatever variety of things, and then coming back and reconnecting with those people. And yeah, I wrote it and brought it to the band. They kind of helped me make it better, and I have some attraction to like writing songs where the music is very like happy and upbeat sounding, but like if you listen to the lyrics, it's like a little more somber or sad. But I don't know, so that's one of those songs. But
He actually wrote that in an abandoned Blockbuster.
yeah, Be Kind, Rewind.
I was about to say, you had me there for a second. Well done, sir. Okay, so when
We'll
you make the
edit that.
t-shirt, you just need a Blockbuster,
That's actually a great
That's a
idea.
great-
right? All right, we all you can say
I don't
you
think
thought
we'll
of
get
it here.
sued by Blockbuster or anything.
No, but just leave the name off. It's like a little trademark.
Yeah.
All right, so do you tend to rewind? Are you able to reconnect, or is it the
The
handshake
song,
or
that
hug?
part, it's kind of about the futility of wanting to go back in time and trying to change things, and it's sort of about trying to make it better in the future.
Arise Online. Thank you all for watching the show. We are Magic Beans. This next one's called Be Kind, Rewind. I'm going to kick it off to my boy Casey to sing it for you.
Can I get a witness? You used to be a friend of mine. Well, we all got demons, Take a break and relax your mind. People always fighting, why do you feel like hiding? Don't you wait till it's a minute too late. I wanna go back in time right now. Anything you want if you can show me how. I got way too much to do, y'all, and I'm almost out of time. I don't really see much use, y'all. Please be kind, rewind. It's funny how it works like that. Blink of an eye and the tables have turned. I'm putting in work, that's a fact. Sometimes you win, sometimes you get burned. Sometimes you lose it all, sometimes you don't get nothing. Somebody's got their finger on the button. Spending all your time trying not to let it slip. You're living life like the captain of a sinking ship. I got way too much to do, y'all, and I'm almost out of time. I don't really see much use, y'all. Please be kind, rewind. I don't have too much to say, y'all, but madness in my mind. Everybody look the other way now. Please be kind.
feel good. You'll always be, you'll always be, you'll always be a friend of mine. You'll always be, you'll always be. Take a break and relax your mind. You'll always be, you'll always be, you'll always be a friend of mine. You'll always be, you'll always be. Take a break and relax your mind.
All right, guys, so we want to know, how did y'all become the Magic Beans? That's what the big question is tonight.
Yeah. Well, Magic Beans are now in our 10th year, and we started in Boulder. Some of us were students at CU, and some of us weren't. And we had a house up the canyon, 4 Mile Canyon. And we did a lot of jamming. We're always making music in the house between the roommates, and had a few parties where we actually rented a school bus and then brought people up from the Goose, which used to be down in Boulder, right across from the Fox, or in that area on the hill, and basically just bust up loads of people from our freshman grade, or I guess we were sophomores, or I was at that point, and played some shows up at our house, and then decided, that maybe we'd start playing shows at venues and stuff. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was working at the Fox Theater as an intern, a marketing intern upstairs, and I pestered the talent buyer enough to put us on a bill, first of 4.
You got Mr. Baruch to get you on the bill?
I did.
Nicely.
I pestered him enough pretty much every day I was working, and told him we'd bring a crew of college kids out, which looks good, and we did. All our friends came out for our first gig at the Fox, and then since then, we've just kind of whittled away at the scene out here and played shows all over, and started at Quixote's and stuff in Denver, and worked our way up to now Red Rocks, and had a couple lineup changes many years back, and this has been the lineup now for several years, and took it out on the road and stuff. And I guess that's how the Magic Beans became a thing, is just kind of humble beginnings around here, and then saw some interest just elsewhere, and people were like, hey, come to our town and come here, and we're like, wow, this is spreading out of word of mouth, so we'll just go start doing it, I guess.
Right. So the song Frontier, can we get a little behind the scene glimpse about this song and to what it means for you guys as a band, and who wrote it?
Yeah, I wrote Frontier, and I guess is kind of about how there is really no modern day frontier was kind of my big trip I was having is we've discovered everything. So there's, back in the day, I feel like when people wanted to operate in the margins or on the fringes of life, or kind of tread a new course for themselves, there was the frontier, and people would go and cut their teeth and risk their lives to try to build something for themselves on the frontier. And I feel like the frontiersman spirit is inherent to humans, and I feel like now it's still in everyone, but there's nowhere left to discover. So it's kind of the idea of the song is there's a new frontier of trying to just find a way into the margins of the system and the machine, and try to find a place that's undiscovered that you can call your own, and build your own thing, and for me, it's been this, it's been the road life, and I find that's my edge, that's where I go to be on the edge of life, and risk my health and my energy and my relationships at home to go and live on the frontier and see what life is about, and so that's kind of what the song's about. It's just people trying to find a new place to release and be wild.
Blame it on a loss of faith. Maybe it's a lust for living. maybe just a bad decision. But I'm headed out again, Lord, headed out again. Going where the stars don't late at night. It's funny how the wind don't try to get it right. Everybody on a different day of their life. I can feel it coming. Yeah, it's coming in. Coming around again. Heading your way. Can't go back. Face to face. Gonna get it straight. All you love and all you hate, it don't matter anyway. Blame it on a loss of love, or maybe it's just cost of fishing. But I gather all I earn, there's nothing left that's giving. It's not about where you were, it's not about what you're missing. Everything's been said if you'd only listen. Going where the rain don't try, start a fight. It's funny how the sun don't try to bring the light. Everybody on a different day of their life. I can feel it coming. Yeah, it's coming. Coming around again. Heading your way. Can't go back. Face to face. Gonna get it straight. All you love and all you hate, it don't matter anyway. Heading your way, can't go back. Face to face, gonna get it straight. All you love and all you hate, it don't matter anyway. it straight. All you love and all you hate, it don't matter anyway. Heading your way, can't go back. Face to face, you're gonna get it straight. All you love and all you hate, it don't matter anyway. Heading your way, you can't go back. Face to face, gonna get it straight. All you love and all you hate, it don't matter.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, it's really good, actually. It's a hazy IPA.
What does that even mean?
It means they don't process it or filter it, which is why it looks a little hazy. But that's good, all the flavors in the haze.
I don't understand that at all.
They keep it tight up front so that all that haziness can flow through on the back end. You know, like business front, party back.
Yeah.
You got it.
No, I just like parties, man.
No.
Hazy Little Thing IPA. Complex beer, simplified for your pleasure.
I'm a boomerang, cause I'm always coming back again. You and I are in the same tribe. Come on, it's time that we unify, cause we really are one entity. We share the earth and the sky and the sea. Let go of all your prejudice, cause it ain't gonna help with this. We got to look for similarities in all the warriors fighting for free, fighting for equality, standing for this earth, evolving to sustainability. The time is now. Stand up and speak out for what you know is true, yeah. And everything we gotta do, yeah. Offer up your solutions, make all your resolutions. Let's decrease our pollutions. I see through the illusions. Oh, 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 I'm your boomerang, cause I'm always coming back again. You and I are in the same tribe. Come on, it's time that we unify, cause we really are one entity. We share the earth and the sky and the sea. Let go of all your prejudice, cause it ain't gonna help with this. We got to look for similarities in all the warriors fighting for free, fighting for equality, standing for this earth, evolving to sustainability. The time is now. Stand up and speak out for what you know is true, yeah. And everything we gotta do, offer up your solutions, make all your resolutions. Let's decrease our pollutions. I see through the illusions. Oh, 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 I'm your boomerang, cause I'm always coming back again. You and I are in the same tribe. Come on, it's time that we unify.
So you were here with Bethy Lovelight.
Bethy. Yes. We've
And
done a lot of things.
do you know Bethy Lovelight?
Yeah.
How well do you know
We've
her?
done a lot of things with her. We've danced with her like 1,000,000,000 times.
What? 1,000,000 times?
Are you
That can't be true.
Not 1,000,000, but we danced with her a lot.
So you guys danced with Bethy Lovelight.
Yes. Yes.
How was that for you tonight? I mean, you seem to
Good.
move around like really well.
Good. I was just We've done it more than just being right here. We've done it right next to Tonic with her, too.
Tonic?
Yes.
In Boulder?
Yes. We've done it right next to Tonic with her.
Let's talk about
Tonic. Let's talk about Tonic. Nobody has talked about Tonic yet. Come on. Come on.
Of course.
It's my dad's business.
That's your dad's business?
Yes.
And where is that, in Boulder?
It's the two. Boulder on 10th Street. Boulder on 10th Street.
On 10th Street.
Or 9th Street.
What do you like
And we
about
live on
what do you like about Tonic?
Shoot. The cakes and the drinks. I don't drink alcohol. I'm a kid.
Can you tell us what your name is?
Charlie,
Charlie?
this is Lux.
And how old are you?
8
Charlie?
years old. I'm in 3rd grade. She's in 2nd. She's 7.
Does she have a voice?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I've been talking to you this whole time.
I mean, he was like telling all your information, so I thought that maybe you might have lost your voice.
Yeah, that was strange.
That was very strange. So you guys danced. You had a good time tonight, right? And you look pretty strong up there, and it's pretty late at night, right? So the question is, how do you stay awake this late? Do you eat a certain way?
We just stay up late because we like playing. Seriously, when we go home, we're just gonna play on Pearl. Yeah.
So you normally like stay up this late?
Yeah. Until 1 in the morning. 1 in the morning, 2-ish.
1 in the morning?
Yeah. We're kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kids.
So one more question before we go. New Year's is happening very soon.
Yay.
What do you hope will happen in the new year?
Yay.
Yay?
Oh.
Go. Shoot. I said shoot. Like fire
A giant
away.
cookie for Santa and a giant milk glass.
A giant cookie for Santa and a giant milk glass? That's what you want for the new year?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you
I'll take it. And Charlie, what do you think for the new year?
I just want to sing and dance all night long. Like we're crazy.
I think that's
You're not
about
going to
it.
be with me. I'm going to be in Texas, right, Dad?
Welcome back, Arise family and friends, to the Arise Online New Year's celebration. Let's give it up for Magic Beans. And you can share some of your Magic Beans with us by donating to the Arise Online Artists and Musicians. So please go to this link below and donate $10 to $20, whatever you feel comfortable with, because it all helps and it really does make a difference. And you could win some Arise merchandise or future concert tickets, and some of the proceeds go to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. Next up is a video by Julius Horsthaus, who uses fractal mandelbub and powerful computers to generate other worlds even beyond our own imagination and open up the psychedelic splendors of life. Our next featured musical artists are an innovative and electric trio that draw their inspiration from all genres. They love to rock out, and they offer funky bass lines, sensational synthesizers, and a massive soundscape.
All right, well, thanks for joining us on Arise Online tonight, and thanks for a little Q&A time. So we want to know, how did you guys become Melody Lines, and how did you meet?
Well, it all started a long time ago. Actually, Vinny and I met back in second grade when he first moved here to Colorado. We went through elementary school, middle school, high school together, and also college.
So yeah, we grew up in the Winter Park, Grand County area, so it's, if you've been up there, you know it's a very small town, so kind of everybody knows everybody, and we just grew up with each other all our life, and just one of those people I've always known, and then we got to college and started writing electronic music, and I sort of always knew that I wanted to be playing with a drummer because a drummer really makes it feel like a band instead of a DJ. Played with a couple different drummers and played with Nick, and it seemed to click, and I've known him forever, know that we probably won't have too many fights like bands normally do because known him all my life. And yeah, just kept practicing, grinding, writing music, trying to grow the brand, make it happen, and been playing shows for about 5 years, and things finally starting to move along, click, started playing bigger shows and stuff before this pandemic hit at least, and then threw a curveball to the whole industry, but still trying to keep that ball rolling.
Right. That's why we're here tonight, trying to keep those doors open and fans listening and get your music out there, so we love it. Now, when you guys are out at the crowds and playing live, right, Melody Lines really brings the party, right? So we're wondering, and I'm curious, if you got to tell your fans tonight, any tricks to keep the party alive, be it virtually, what would you say?
Oh, yeah. Well, we hope if you're watching at home, you're having a few drinks and maybe dancing and trying to treat it at least like a little bit of a show, and doing what you do, not just laying in bed, like falling asleep like you do for some of the shows that you binge. So it's hopefully treat it a little bit like a show, listen to it on some good speakers, but
yeah, I'd say the best thing you can do trying to build that atmosphere is remember that the best reason to be in that atmosphere is the people you're with, and to show them all love and kindness and pump them up, pump everybody up, and just it's like it's a racquetball effect. Someone sends you energy, they send it right back, and it just kind of builds and builds and builds. The biggest thing and the best thing, and I think the reason why everybody does party in the end, is to be around the people that they're around and that they love.
The human race is finished. Body is my temple. Earth is my playground. Vast cosmos, my mansion. You are infinite possibility, a self-centered freak caught on breath's edge, hooked into divinity's vein, move deep in rooted system, subtle vibrations guide way, life viewed as yoga practice, master of self, master of all, stretch perceptions to get proper view, no beginning, so no need to worry, the race is an illusion. We've been here before, we'll be here again, though the trick is to be here now. Open the present moment. We are the ribbon and the bow, so wake up to the gift of life as we travel down the dusty path, looking for home when it was always right here, hidden in plain sight. We're just cosmic fish who forgot how to navigate the natural currents.
Welcome back, Arise family and friends, to the Arise Online New Year's celebration. Let's give it up for Melody Lines. Come on, everybody, show them some love out there. It's New Year's Eve, and this is the perfect time to show love to each other, ourselves, and the planet by making some New Year's resolutions. And it's a perfect way to make an evolutionary leap for our cosmic selves. Our next featured musicians are a dynamic duo right here from Denver, Colorado. They are known for their sacred symmetry of both live and electronic sound. And they offer a cinematic and classical melting pot of worldly music. Yes, I am speaking of Spectacle. And during Spectacle's performance, we will be blessed with the live painting of Laura McGowan. So please help me welcome to the stage to Spectacle and Laura McGowan.
All right, so we want to know, how did y'all become Spectacle?
You want to start?
Okay, so we had gone to a party in Boulder, my roommates and I, and just some random house party back in the day, and there was this guy that was DJing it, and we liked his beats, and we were like, this is pretty cool. And then a week later, we threw our own house party, and we thought, hey, let's get that guy to do it. And so we contacted the house we'd gone to and said, can we have that contact information? And it turned out it was Michael. And so Michael came and DJ'd a birthday party at my house. And at some point in the night, I had a lot to drink, and I took out my instrument and played along with him in the house, just for fun. And I hadn't played really that much in like maybe 4 or 5 years because I had kind of segued out of music. But
it was amazing.
And well, I don't remember. I don't remember it. So
for me, it was amazing. I'd only been playing really with myself at that time. I had been in a dorm room for a couple of years, but just writing music by myself. And I always had wanted to add violin because I really look up to Emancipator and had seen a lot of shows with violin players. And she happened to be really just good naturally over the music that I had prepared for that party. So I immediately was like, hey, what are you doing next weekend? Let's get together. And the rest is kind of history. We started playing shows at Cervantes and just working together and moving up the ladder.
So just happenstance.
It was really random.
Almost serendipitous?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought music back into my life because I was in the corporate world at that point. So it was really nice to be pulled back in.
You have a worldly sound that is fresh, innovative, and also worldly. All right, so we want to know, curious, tell us about the creative process. When y'all are working together and working separately, like how do you weave that sound, the creative process together for Spectacle?
Well, when we got together, there's a lot of DJs, right? And we, the few artists who are playing music or their instruments over the music stuck out to me. And what's bigger than that was just I'd always been pretty inspired by other world music, We've had songs inspired by like Egyptian style, we've had songs inspired by more of like Spanish or Latin American influences.
Flamenco guitar.
Yeah. So I think that first and foremost, we wanted to add, our taste into the music by using, what we had studied and what we had gathered from like movies and a lifetime of listening to music, things that stuck out to us. Another person who how inspires me a lot is Hans Zimmer. He does the same sort of thing. He can write a song, like a hit song, like Lion King, right? The beginning of Lion King and then all the rest of the soundtrack is very worldly, right? So it's like that for us. We've done a lot of cinematic scores at the beginning of our sets. We've played, like little covers of Star Wars or little covers of this and that. And I think that my love in movies is a big part of why our music sounds worldly.
Since I studied classical music all my life, that cinematic thing, the orchestral side of it, we do a lot of layering of strings that give it that cinematic effect. And we try to incorporate that classical training in a lot of it. And he studied classical guitar and flamenco guitar.
And jazz, yeah.
Yeah, so that it's just a melting pot. It does sometimes, our listeners feel like they go on a journey when they come to a set. It's not all one genre of music. It goes up and down and through the world, which is
almost an experimental journey through music, would you say?
I would say so.
Yeah, I think, eventually it would be really cool to see a full visual light package that kind of feels like you're traveling through different places with colors and images and our music.
Got to almost weave the narrative through imagery, sound.
And guest artists who we have on singing or playing horn or, Chinese violin or whatever it happens to be, if it's right for the song,
Breathe. This song I've read was both described as beautiful and mysterious. And I think that is really amazing, especially which is the sound that y'all are describing and what Spectacle is standing to do with cinematic and arpeggios and just the music as a whole. So I'd love just to hear a little bit about the creation process for this song. Like, how did this song come to be? Or more importantly, maybe, can you tell us not only about the creation process, but what does it mean to you? Breathe.
Oh,
I'll let you take it.
That's a big one right now with what's going on in the world. But where it came from is back on this worldly thing. We were researching a lot of different, like gypsy violin, accordion, a lot of like folk songs. This was maybe about a year ago, and I was going through trying to find things that like resonated with something that we would want to build a song around. And I came across this female vocal singing a Romanian folk song. And it's been sung a billion ways. So this is just one type of way that person was singing it. The folk song itself is about all, like you're traveling the world and eventually you come back home. And it's like this whole, you found your home, you found your place here. But in the folk song, it also highlights all of them trying, like being kicked out of different countries and like traveling to find Romania. And through all of that, I mean, you're having to constantly be pushed forward and breathe and take a second. It's very traumatic. So in the song, it starts with that particular vocal, and then it's kind of like a pulsating, like just breathe, and it does it a bunch of times, and then it takes off into a very dark, awesome section. I don't even know how to describe it. How would you describe the drop of that?
It's very driving.
Yeah, driving, like you're pushing yourself across the world to find your home.
Yeah, it's very driving, which is a very interesting contrast because Breathe is, and when we were shooting the music video, we started playing the song and she kind of started doing this weird like dance. And I was like, no. And the director was like, let's just not do the music and let's just have her breathe. And she's actually really into yoga, and as she kind of just like got this vibe of finding herself and finding her moment in her present moment, she just owned it. It just turned out so well because that's what it needs. The music video needed this contrast between this girl who is, relaxed and, finding herself by the end of the music video in this desert. Right. With Breathe, and so like I think that the other parts of the song are just the driving aspects of everything that's around us, right?
Trudging.
And then it ends with, you have to end here, and
right there.
That's what helps.
Not
with
there,
breathing,
but right there.
Right here.
All right, Laura, so I would love to hear about your artistic journey and how that began for you.
So I'm 32, and I started painting at 23. And I lost my vision for over a month due to corneal ulcers. And I had always liked art, but I was really focused on school. I triple majored at CU and never had any free time. And it was the summer after college, and I finally just had time to start painting. And once I slowly gained my vision back, it was therapeutic, and then kind of just kept running with it.
Kept running with it there?
Yeah.
Well, with the loss of your eyesight, how did that change the way you look at the world?
Oh, and also I'm mostly blind in one eye, but I can still see fully out of this one.
Okay,
so,
thank you for correcting that.
Yes.
Yeah, but that month period of time, what was that like for you, and how you see the world today?
It was super life-changing. I had to sit in the complete darkness, couldn't be exposed to any light. And I kind of just was wondering, like, what did a giraffe look like? What did a cat look like? I had kind of forgotten. And I couldn't paint it in my head, and I was worried I wouldn't see it again. So I think that just kind of shifted that.
How quickly those images were fading away.
Oh yeah, it was
very
trippy. It was like just sitting in darkness, but I was seeing colors all the time. So coming out of that and being able to see again was like, I have to put this out.
Have to put this out.
Yeah.
So what artwork do you most identify with when it's not your own?
Salvador Dali.
Nice.
For sure. Surrealism. I actually don't have any artistic experience before this, so I don't know a lot about art history or other artists, but Dali I've liked since I was like 6. So that's the one for me for sure.
What about him stands out to you that really draws you to his work?
The manipulation of realism, and it's like not quite cartoony. It's like its own, he just has his own style that really pops out to me. And I don't know, I've just been obsessed with it. I'm not really sure. It just like vibes with me, I feel it. Yeah.
So many of your pieces I know are created at live events. So do you have a favorite piece?
Yes.
All right.
It'll pop up on here at some point. It's a Spiral of Life lion. And that one was the first time, I mean, still when I live paint, I get a little shaky at first, and I feel the nerves and the people around me. And that one, I completely lost myself, and the painting went from halfway done to complete in 4 hours, and I turned around and there was like 50 people behind me. So it was kind of the first time I realized that I could like be in a crowd of people and zone into my artwork and just fully love the live painting.
So I love that you often add a sensory element to your paintings. You don't see that done very often, or at least I have not myself seen that experienced. Can you tell us about why you do that?
Partly because after losing my sight, when I started painting, like I was using a lot of puff paint so I could feel what I was painting. And so that kind of made me want to like have more elements of that, so if someone couldn't see, they could still experience my artwork. And then also I work with developmentally disabled adults. I did for the last 8 years. And I have a lot of sensory art classes in there, and so we just learn to use whatever's around us. And a lot of the stuff that I add on is old projects, just like cut up and recycled and glued on.
Can you tell us about this piece? Does that have any sensory elements to it?
This one just has puff paints. Oh, and it has gold flake in it. Yeah. But yeah, this one I started on Halloween when I had strep throat. And I really wanted to go out. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna make something creepy. And so it just kind of started that way, and then just kind of kept flowing outwards. And yeah, it's my creepy Halloween paint.
Creepy Halloween? Beautiful.
I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you really need. I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you really need. I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you really need. I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you really need. I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you really need. I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you really need. I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you really need. I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you really need.
White girl, nice and pure, comes around, can't resist her. Late nights, on the grind, trying to dream big every night. GHB, DMT, ketamine, then level with the green. Never slow up, never calm down, don't need luck when you make your own drug.
I got what you want, I got what you need. Tell me what you want, I got everything that you
don't
need.
need that.
Pills and drink,
don't need that.
bruises in the headache,
don't need that.
pain,
don't need that.
show you how to levitate.
peace. Higher power is calling me. Life's a bitch when I'm tempted, but it's better to live than to feel rich. Not more, not less, just learn what's best. Only feeling realness, how I beat my chest. Come dance, come sing, come live it with me. Cause we can fly free. Don't need that. Don't need that. Bruises in the head, don't need that. Don't need that. So you never levitate.
Yesterday is tomorrow's forgotten title. Been so high for so long, I forget what my feet feel like. Dusty-haired angels steal poems from apocalyptic smokestacks. Future will be birthed in mad visions of artist alchemy. Hollow vessels through which all speaks. Peek behind curtain. There is no wizard, just a fractal mirror reflecting. All we are is a simple peephole. Big bang technology born to play in paradise. No matter what your role, you are a genius. Been told you are a bank account. I tell you, you are so much more. The world cannot be unfucked without you. I've never met a loser, only people that thought they were. You are beautiful, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Welcome back, Arise family and friends, to the Arise Online New Year's celebration. Let's give it up for spectacle. What a spectacle they are. And let's also give it up for the live painter, Laura McGowan. Next up is another video by Julius Horsthaus, fractal Mandelbub artist, and his video is entitled Mandel Run. And then we have the headliner of our show, Desert Dwellers, one of the most cosmic, trance-inducing, sacred psychedelic, divine-alicious DJ duos ever. Desert Dwellers is the cosmic convergence of music producers Amani Friend and Trevor Moontribe. These two avatars honed their musical abilities in the deserts of California and New Mexico long before electronic music ever made it to the mainstream US. And this year in 2020, they're celebrating their 20th anniversary of making music together. Their raw, natural sounds combined with etheric voices and deep sigh bass interwoven with tribal house and cross-cultural instrumentation create a sonic incense for the body, mind, and spirit.
biodiversity of fungal systems and associations within this ecosphere. And it's that biodiversity that gives sustainability to the ecosystem. The mushroom mycelium represents rebirth, regeneration, rejuvenation. The past threat we face today is to understand the language of nature. And so hopefully, the spirit of goodness will survive. Regeneration, rejuvenation. We have the intelligence of nature underneath our feet. Giant consciousness.
Well, thanks for bringing in New Year's with us on Arise Online, guys. I'm really looking forward to the time to be able to sit down, dig deeper into who you guys were in the early days, what you've been up to lately, and where you guys see you going in 2021. So how about we just start off at the beginning? How did you guys meet?
We met actually at a 5-year anniversary Moon Tribe gathering in California. I was living in New Mexico at the time where I grew up, and a bunch of my friends and I drove out to LA to participate in the Moon Tribe gatherings that Trevor was a founder of and with his collective. So yeah, I had just finished my music school. It was 1998, and I finished this like senior thesis CD called Biodiversity and gave a whole bunch of those away at the gathering, and Trevor got a hold of one and was keen on the sound I was doing. It was kind of like down-tempo world music, and yeah, he had some interest to come out to Santa Fe and start working with me in the studio, and yeah, he'd come out pretty often, and that's how we started working together. He continued to live in LA, and I continued to be in Santa Fe, so we would work remotely and long distance like that and send projects back and forth.
You guys were ahead of your time. I mean, thinking about it now, like the whole virtual and remote, fast forward to 2020,
yeah.
You guys were already well on your way on being equipped and ready to go.
Well, when we first started, the internet speeds were pretty slow. So that's why Trevor would come out a bunch to Santa Fe. And then a few years into the project, the internet speeds shifted and we were able to start sending projects back and forth.
Nice.
Yeah.
So of any of your collaborations, what were they like then compared to now? I mean, hearing that kind of timeline and what it was like. What were the collaborations like between you when you first met?
We first started working on up-tempo music. It was a lot of tribal and world music elements, but like tribal tech house and stuff that was like 130 to 135 BPMs. Yeah, we did that for several years. The project was actually called Amani versus Teapot, and we were doing some vinyl and different things in the progressive house scene. And a few years in, we decided to also make some down-tempo and came up with the name Desert Dwellers around 2001.
So your name, Desert Dwellers, is said to have emerged from your backdrops, your landscapes from New Mexico and California. And I'm wondering, how did those landscapes there influence your music?
Yeah, the desert parties and him living in the desert really kind of gave us that name, and just the kind of tribal psychedelic music being appropriate in the desert.
Right.
Led to using that name.
Do you find something special about playing in the desert when that happens to be your venue?
Yeah, playing in the desert is awesome.
Is it? I've never been to one, so.
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, I mean, you're out in the raw nature with the vast sky and stars above you, and you stay up all night and the sun rises on the horizon, and it's epic. It's really special place to play music and gather with your friends and just be surrounded by that environment. It's beautiful and it's harsh, it's the full spectrum of beauty and raw ruggedness, and yeah, it's definitely influenced our music. Just the serene beauty of it and the spaciousness. And also another thing we would do is go to Burning Man, obviously. And so yeah, there was this kind of nomadic thing between New Mexico, Southern California deserts, and Burning Man. And so yeah, we just sort of came up with the name based on that nomadic dweller kind of energy as well. Yeah.
Namah Shivaya Om. 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 Namah
Well, what do you guys enjoy most about producing music?
I've always been gravitated to making music because it speaks, it's a common language that everyone understands in the world and unites people. Even if they don't speak the same language, they feel the music and feel that sense of unification between humans across cultures and boundaries and borders. And music has such a power to unite people.
Any challenges that you guys have faced along the way that you would say really stood out to you to make it to where you are today?
It's always challenging to make music. There's always new things to learn and trying to get it right and make everything sound good and then see how it works on the people and everything.
Looking back at the early days of Desert Dwellers, and as you said, Amani versus Teapot, as you guys were known then, is there a particular project that helped you guys transition from the tribal house sound to the down-tempo grooves that we know today, we're used to hearing?
Yeah, in 2001, we just wanted to make some slower music, and we wrote about 7 or 8 down-tempo tracks and burned some CDs and gave them away at Burning Man as gifts. You know, that was our Burning Man gift. And yeah, we put Desert Dwellers on that CD, so that was the first time we kind of used that name. A lot of the music was really world-inspired with some East Indian flavors and different tribal elements, but in the down-tempo BPM, which was similar to what we were doing, but just slower. And that CD ended up being an inspiration for some other collaborators of ours to reach out, and we started making more and more of that music for the yoga market, and that's how we got into that.
All right, so if you had to have a young artist come to you or an up-and-coming artist come to you today and ask for advice as they're trying to break into the scene right now, do you have any advice for them?
I think it's important to collaborate with a lot of other people and have that cross-pollination happening, and just experiment and find your unique sound and voice. Like study other people and genres, but figure out your own voice.
Release consistency.
And definitely work on the Spotify and YouTube, because those are the biggest.
So do you guys have any new projects coming up in 2021 that we can look forward to listening and checking out?
We have been working with Paul Stamets on some tracks together, and we're going to release a track we did with him called One Giant Consciousness, and we did some remixes with some of our friends, so that's coming out in probably the end of February. So it's been really fun to work with his spoken word and message.
So if you had any advice, we're rolling into a new year. I think everybody's gonna say goodbye to 2020, maybe with a smile, and welcome in 2021 for what it's gonna be. But would you have anything you would tell your fans? Any words of wisdom or good tidings for a happy new year?
Stay healthy. Thank you for your support always. And
stick with us.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Throughout the world, on every landmass, there are mosaics of overlapping mycelial mats that are coursing underfoot. As the mycelium courses through the environment, it picks up information. Seemingly undifferentiated, I believe the mushroom mycelium is intelligent. It is sentient.
I'd like to begin by challenging you, first of all, to give me your simple definition of music.
Nowadays, we have all the resources of recording and artificial transfer compared to
Something deep within life is changing. An era is ending. And at the very core of creation, something new is being born. We are awakening from a long collective sleep. An in vitro dreaming deep within the womb of our Mother Earth. We are awakening. of being separate is closing. It is a great step up in our evolution into multi-dimensional awareness. A new man will be born. Homo Celestis. One who can live in peace on the earth. One capable of moving through many worlds and dimensions. One who seeks to share energy and creativity in harmony in the spirit of cooperation. One who can transmit peace to other worlds and other planes of existence. The easiest way to get into the meditative state is to begin by listening. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums and let them go.
bagni azzurri.
Thank you so much, Desert Dwellers, for that journey through cosmic landscapes and mycelium networks. As we approach the midnight hour, I have a very special message for you. I'm your boomerang, yeah, 'cause I'm always coming back again, yeah. You and I are in the same tribe. Come on, it's time that we unify, 'cause we really are one entity. We share the earth and the sky and the sea. Let go of all your prejudice, yeah, 'cause it ain't gonna help with this. Yeah, we got to look for similarities in all the warriors fighting for free, fighting for equality, standing for this earth, evolving to sustainability. The time is now. Stand up and speak out for what you know is true, yeah. And everything we gotta do, yeah. Offer up your solutions. Make all your resolutions. Let's decrease our pollutions. I see through the illusions. Oh, 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 I'm your boomerang, yeah, 'cause I'm always coming back again, yeah. You and I are in the same tribe. Come on, it's time that we unify. Happy New Year. And may we find prosperity and health and love of self, community, and nature. Forever, we are one. Wipe the slate clean, let's build this up again. Devoted to the deep love that we are in, that we are in. Love for humanity and love for this earth and love for all of life through the universe, the universe. Love for this breath and the vision quest, and love for awakening through consciousness, consciousness. And what we do right here affects everywhere, 'cause it ripples out like butterfly wings through the air, through the air. We are stronger together, and the more diversity, the better. 'Cause what we're looking for is kindness, and human beings willing to do their best, to work for the greatest good, so all are blessed. May all be blessed. May all be healthy, happy, holy and free. May all be healthy, happy, holy and free. May all be healthy, happy, holy and free. May all be blessed. May all be blessed, yeah. 'Cause we are stronger together, and the more diversity, the better. 'Cause what we're looking for is kindness, and human beings willing to do their best.
be blessed. May all be blessed. May all be blessed, yeah.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Arise is so grateful for our sponsors that help us do what we do. Thank you, Colorado Sound Studios, Sierra Nevada, Verde Natural, Dablogic, Adventure Lodge, Westword, KGNU, Rocky Mountain Virtual, and Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. We are so appreciative. Thank you so much.